Why I say that is because when wars happen a lot, and we hear it over and over again in a lot of them, is that people know things. The other team knows the other team's over there. And what are they doing? Because they all spy on each other, right? So I'm not saying that Israel did anything, right? Like they're saying. They might be telling the truth. But I also look at all points, and listening to what he was saying, it sounds like they were watching the other group when it happened, right? Either they were doing that, right? Or they knew the other group, if they were watching, they should have known that it was about to happen. They might not have had enough time to do anything or say anything, but they also might have knew that let's just let it go. Right? We'll watch them and let it go because we don't like them. Just like he was saying, he keeps mentioning about Hamas and the atrocities that he does. When you feel like that and you know an enemy's about to go do something, you won't step in. And if you know that you could have stepped in, then deep down into God, you're a little bit part of it because you allowed it. Hopefully it's not that, but we do that. As like I say, I won't do a certain thing to someone who deserves it, as it hasn't hurt me enough. But if it's hurt someone else enough, they might do it, and I might just let it go because I think that I agree with that person, that they feel even worse than me and I didn't like it in the first place. And it's a human trait to let things go like that, isn't it? But when it comes to doing the right things, you shouldn't. When it comes to the eyes of God, if you know you can do something, you should try your best, even if you couldn't stop it. So they could have looked at the situation and went, oh, you know, these people might be able to help us out. They're attacking our same enemy, but they're going to do it wrong. And then it might even backfire on us as well, knowing that we know, or stories that go out, right? Might backfire, like it already is with Israel, right? And so that's why you should at least try to step in, because then you could say we did this, this, and this. That's how we had the video. So hopefully the video is not from them, and the video is coming from the terrorists. But if that's happening, how did that happen? And anyway, I don't want to go on it too much, because it could be many different things, but it's many things that you have to look at when it comes to what could have happened and why it happened. Right? And what I said is true. That just means that Israel's not as bad as the other group, but they allowed it to happen, and they should admit that if it ends up being true and apologise for being as bad as the other group in a way. Not as bad, but still being bad. That's how I see it. If that's true about watching them. Anyway, it's like with the World Trade Center kind of thing, how the Americans knew about the terrorists and they know about things, but they don't do no actions. And when that happens, it's not your fault, but it is your fault because you take a risk, and that's what life is. And they go, well, we knew they're going to do it, but we weren't quite blah, 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 blah. But it's always good to cover your butt. See, when it comes to God, people always say, just let God deal with things. But that's not how it works. Is that God will back you up if you do the right things and your actions. If you do completely nothing, well, God will do completely nothing. But if you stand up for the right thing and work hard for it, then God might step in and help you. Anyway, have a good one, people. And if you do just as wrong as enemies, He might just watch as well, and better off staying out of it. Have a good one.